Was it the show? It wasn't the show then. When it was outside at Flint Street, Press Murphy, and
Oh, that was at
outside.
Yeah, that was at Flint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hooped in a few though. I think I got 2 trophies from the show.
Was it called the show then?
Yeah. I think it was probably the press and tuck.
No,
it was
a show.
It was a show first. It was tuck. It was press and tuck at first.
Yeah.
And then it moved to the show. Yeah, then it moved to the show. But I think I got one when it was a show. I know I got one when it was a show with Milk. With Public Enemy I played one year. And then the other year I think we beat Public Enemy one year. I'm not sure.
Who you could say was like a tough matchup with you? Like
For me?
Yeah, used to always be like, damn, I know he about to do his thing. Or,
in the show, I was never gonna say nobody was gonna do their thing on me.
No, I'm just saying.
Nah,
like,
I'm just
not like that, but like damn,
always a tough matchup, man, for me. And I'm gonna take it back further than when I first came home. A tough matchup, like a person that I like to go against, was Tag, man. Legend, Glenn Tag. Yeah. He was always strong. And he was matching my strength. He was matching my physicalness.
Yeah.
He was coming every time. His mid-range game was official. His defense was strong, and he made me work for it. You know what I mean? And he gave me props on, you know what I mean, everything I was doing. You know, Trent Neal, you know, the OGs. I always hooped against the OGs. Now, when we talking about my era, man, it was a lot of dudes. Like it was Cook was competition all the time. CJ was competition all the time.
Shouts out to Cook and CJ.
Yeah, you know, Mel, Brad, you know, them boys was competition.
Shouts out to Mel.
Fat Daddy, Greg Bodine.
Oh yeah, Fat Daddy.
You know what I mean? It was always a good battle, man. Pac, Jug, you know, I like that type of, you know, I like that type of battle. I look for that. You know what I mean? I done battled with all them guys too. All of them will tell you, you know what I mean? And there's all a mutual respect. You know what I'm saying?
So
but
out of them, who was the
guy
that you could say put up numbers and gave you a problem?
Nobody. Nah. The person that probably gave me the most work, but I gave it right back to them in the same game, was Jug. God bless his dead. But that was at the Sports Garden though. That was in the league at the Sports Garden. When I went.
You talking about the outside?
You talking about at the show?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about at the show? I don't know. At the show, I wasn't really worried about too much. I don't really remember nobody giving me work like that. Cause I was on my team. I was the more once we got to the show, I was more of a defensive. You know what I mean? I probably had Milk on the team. H on the team. I always had scorers on the team. So I was the one, I'm checking the toughest point guard. If it's CJ out there, if Boom's out there, if BJ out there, I'm guarding them. You know what I mean? I'm guarding them. And if whatever gonna happen, you know what I mean? But they'll know, they'll tell you how it went. Like it was always love. If they got buckets, I got buckets. If they got buckets, I locked them down on a certain player. They might have scored or whatever. But it was never no situation where nobody in the city can tell you, oh, I gave work like crazy on this situation or on this event, or that ain't never happened. So if anybody ever tell you that, that's false information. You know what I mean? And that's on my soul. But other than that, man, it's just always been love. We, you know, the show. Even when it moved over to Wilson, yeah, you know what I mean? We played some good games. It was always competition. I can't remember no particular. My man, Kenny Jackson.
Yeah, KJ.
KJ, I could say KJ probably shook me the most out of anybody. Like he crossed me one time. Like the craziest. Like I never been crossed like that. I was like, yo, I said, he spit me around. Like I was like, I didn't even know where he was at. Nah, it wasn't at the show. It was at Flint Street. It was at the Flint Street joint. And we won it that year. Me, Milk, JP, we had an ill squad. So, but Milk was like, he coming right back to you, son. He coming back to you. Keep it down. Keep it down. Next time down, I took it from him. You know what I mean? So it was always competition, but that's just one play I remember. Like Kenny crossed me that time. One time, Pop got me on the hesitation too, but this was in East. This was in high school. You know what I mean? He ain't give me no. I think we both had 17 that game. If you go check the records, the black and white, we probably both ended up with 17. Probably both games we played Pac and them. But Pac was always a tough cover because of his height, his length, his slow game, and then his change of pace game, his range. Pac was he was tough. Him and Jug was tough to cover, man. So that goes without saying. Anytime I met them, you knew you better bite down. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you seen them, you know it was gonna be a task. CJ too. CJ coming. CJ got hot like me. So I know when me and him meet up, it's gonna be serious. It ain't gonna be no games. Yeah. You know what I mean? He know that. He knows. Back when in my prime, at my top of my game, wasn't nobody dealing with me, bro. Wasn't nobody in the city. I was terrorizing every rec center in the city. Everywhere. When I came home from Mobile, nobody could say nothing to me about nothing. Wasn't no lockdown situations going on. None of that.
Any stories from like Montgomery Center, 3 school?
We just used to work. We just used to work. You know, Montgomery was always, that was a toughness situation for you know what I mean? That's where you get tough at right there. Cause you know J. Rue coming through, he banging on you. You know, all the hood cats is coming. They know we play. They ain't gonna hurt us, but they gonna make us work for it all. You know they ain't gonna hurt Milk. They protect the Milk at all costs. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna make us work for it though. That was always fun, but tough at the same time. You know what I mean? We go outside, we play on the low rim, we dunk, we do all that type of stuff. But it was all to get each other better, man. You know, as far as tournaments at Montgomery, we never really had none. We had we used to do the OGs, used to have the gym on Monday nights. That's when I first met Butter and Westbrook and Freddie and all them cats, you know what I mean? I had the situation where I had to, strong arm for my winners. I walk in there with Milk, Milk known. So, Milk, soon as Milk walk in, Milk, yeah, come on. You know what I'm saying? I walk in, I got next, I sit down, I got next, whatever. I'm probably 15, 14 or whatever, you know what I mean? So I walk in and a couple other cats walk in like, yeah, who got the next? I'm like, yeah, I got him right here, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, nah. It's like, oh, nah. This, cause they ain't know who. This is like my first time in there. I had never been in there. Yeah. So he's like, oh, nah, this for just on Mondays. This for the old heads and all that, whatever. I'm like, yo, man, you see, my nigga playing, Milk playing. He my age. Yeah. I got next, B. If you want to run, we could do that. But you're not about to just tell me I ain't about to, you know what I mean? We ain't doing that. Right. The people who run in the center didn't tell me, yo, no kids today, you know what I mean? So we ain't playing no strong arm game. But see, that's the part of the toughness, and you would go back to, I can be by myself. I'm not about to let you take advantage of me, B. You know what I mean? Right. It's gonna happen how it's gonna happen. But yeah, it was a cool, I ended up running, but that's what made Butter was like, yo, that's my guy right there. He ain't backing down from nothing, you know what I mean? Butter Tuck, he was always like, yo, every time I call, yo, oh, what's up? He took me under the wing probably since that situation, but yeah, man, it's always been love and competition in the town, man. It was always you was gonna get better or you was gonna tuck your tail type thing, you know what I mean? And that's just how it was.
What about,